The next entry in the HAMMERFALL Grifball Court Contest, co-hosted by Forge Hub and Grifball Hub, is Spectrum by Y. And this is Spectrum by Y. I'm pretty sure this court uses a prefab template. Best way to tell is... no, it doesn't. It's been moved, but it still uses the prefabs and everything, so that just makes it easier to observe. I should have checked those. I should have checked the man cannons first, because this all looks good. As I say, I'm pretty sure this is using uses all the current. Yeah, that's right there. Uses the current prefabs, so that should be good. Yeah, very good, very good. And nice and bright. Oh, when I saw the pictures, I didn't realize that the ring went around the court. That's good for to give players a good visual reference. There's some really strange reflections here where this ring is reflected. Isn't reflected where it should be, but that's normal in this game. To have your reflections are inaccurate. I'm not going to get into that, but that's not why we're here today. I'm here to look at the technical side of this, and as I said, it looks like the original prefabs were all used, so that really helps builders with their construction. It helps me determine that the map's going to be quality because they're all consistent. And so I just have to run around and look for small imperfections, and I haven't seen any yet. So this may be one of the first courts that just moves on to the next round. So let's see if we can pick it apart and find any tiny little details that might cause concern. I see no perches. I see no containment issues other than the ones I just opened up. It does use the prefabs I've made, so they're already using the 128 blocks. Oh, that's cool. The hill markers, they use the spherical joints. You see, I think you can see them all in there. That way they vanish in game mode, but it gives you right. I forgot about that. That's what we were looking at, those things there. They vanish in game mode, but they're easy to spot and grab in forge mode. No, I tend to use the see, it uses the joint spherical. I tend to use the other piece, the extras, joints. I use the advanced hinge. I use the barrel. And the only reason I use that is sometimes when you place the ball, it gets embedded in the item you're trying to decorate, and then you can't grab it again. Where this piece here, it's longer. It's longer and it sticks out so that you have a greater surface to grab. But otherwise, it makes absolutely no difference which one you use. But as I said, it's just a personal preference thing. So here I am trying to find things wrong with the court, and I can't find any. The floor itself is locked and not grouped, and it appears to be, yeah, when you're looking at this joint and you can't see any shadows, you know it's perfectly smooth and perfectly square and perfectly straight, and no earthquake glitch affecting it whatsoever. And I'll bet you all the joints are exactly the same pretty well. A little tiny gap here will not make any difference whatsoever in gameplay. Still perfectly smooth. The clamber ledge looks good. Sorry, this is the clamber ledge. Always best to check the joints, because sometimes where you get this little piece here where that overlaps, sometimes this little seam here. Oh wait, is this? Blockers. Okay, I think you saw it right there. Watch. First time I did it, it didn't clamber. Check it, not in forge mode. Check, there you go. See, no clamber right there. So check it in game mode and see if you can clamber. And if you, since you can't really, oh wait, you can see it. You can see that seam in game mode. So go into game mode and jump on this spot about 50 times and see if there's any spot, if there's any dead zones for clambering. Just like that, right on the seam. If that's the case, that's a really easy fix. And all you have to do is take this wall, and let me turn on my Z Fighter. Okay, and my movement type is set to world. And all I'm going to do is move this, turn off magnets, and I'm going to make those so they just barely touch. See, now there's a very slight gap between these pieces, and now you should be able to clamber on it. See, the clamber only gets canceled. That might have fixed it. It might not have. The clamber only gets canceled when pieces overlap in certain ways. And you see what I just did? It's hard to see, but I just opened up a gap between the left piece and the right piece. Now, I don't know what other pieces you have in there, so let me just... Oh, I see. You've got something decorative in there as well. Can't quite place what it is. Oh, it's a hill. It's just a hill. Oh, okay. I thought it was a piece of glass or something, but it's just a decorative hill. Okay, so as I said, very, very simple fix. Just make these so they're just barely touching. And, well, I've messed it up. Well, you know what? You aren't saving this one anyhow. You don't have to move the middle one, just the ones that are on the 6-degree angle. Just slide them out of the way, and it's okay to have this tiny little gap here. Nothing, there's no ball or nothing can get in there. Like that little gap that opens up, don't worry about it. That'll be fine as long as it's small. So that's all you have to do on this cart, and I'll show you again on this one. Is you take the angled one, and you're just gonna slide it out and match the corner with the one that's there. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but you're just barely touching the corners. And do that with magnets off, of course. And that should fix the dead zone. No, it didn't in this case. But as I said, you test dead zones in game mode. You do not test them in forge mode because they will behave differently in game mode. So you want to check each joint 30, 40 times, whatever it takes. Make sure there's no dead zones on them, because it's really disappointing for a player when they're expecting to clamber and it doesn't clamber. Okay, so make sure that the wall is clamberable along the full edge. I'm pretty sure there's no way anyone's going to clamber on this ledge. That's nice and narrow. So your wall hop ledge is good. Game elements are all good. Everything else is ready to go. So fix that little clamber issue. Oh, I see. You've used the you see you've used the joint spherical for all these colorful hills here, which is a really nice thing to do. We've actually been able to do that. We could do that in the multi-team ricochet variant. Allowed us to make hills like this, so that was really nice to be able to do that. So it's cool that we actually can just decorate our map with colorful hills now. And it's a dream come true, because we've always wanted to be able to decorate with hills and a couple more dead zones on your clamber wall. But as I say, that could just be a forge issue. Like as I say, load up the official Grifball game type and test your clamber wall and make adjustments accordingly. So I think that's it for this one. Get those two fixes in. Edit your change log into your original map post. Don't make a new post, just edit it. And we'll go back through and review for the second round, which is coming shortly. Hopefully I'm going to try to live stream the round 2. I'm going to hopefully I can live stream it. That's the plan anyway. Oh, that's right too. These actual spherical joints could be causing your clamber issues. I'm not sure if they are, but they probably aren't. But you never know. I don't know how they behave in a clamber situation. They probably don't interfere, but there could be a problem. But as I say, just test your wall and make sure that 100% of it is clamberable, not 99%. Make sure it's completely clamberable along the full length. And other than that, this one's good to go on to the next round as soon as you make those changes. So as I say, edit your post, put a date on it, say I made these such and such changes, and we'll have another look at it before we move it on to the to this selection round. All right, thanks for watching. Coming up next with Area 42.